values and professional ethics. So let me introduce today's resource person. He's working, as I said, as assistant professor at Department of Ship Technology. Prior to joining CUSAT, he worked as associate professor at in mechanical engineering at Talk H Institute of Science and Technology. And regarding his academic qualifications, he holds a PhD from IIT Chennai in the area of in the area of just a moment,
Applied mechanics, sir.
applied mechanics. Sorry,
Sir,
in the
it's
area of
fine. I mean,
applied mechanics.
uh, we are talking about value education. You are boosting my qualifications and all.
No, I'm just giving a brief introduction. So
Okay,
it's the
okay. Yeah, fine,
normal
fine.
practice that we follow in the forum
Yeah,
to give a brief,
okay.
because there may be participants who may not be aware of resource person. Uh,
Yes, sir.
so and regarding the academic qualifications, he's an MTech alumni from his home department of ship technology. He's got numerous publications to his credit and has completed a project as well. And today's topic is indeed something that warrants warrants attention in the current context. I presume that uh, I presume that this would indeed in the current scenario be something that is probably professional ethics is something that is being diluted in the current scenario, is that's what I presume. But for to add further, I think the resource person has already posed some questions and he'll be looking at those questions and try to answer them in this particular talk. So with that, sir, I hand over the forum to you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Radish. Hope my voice is clear.
Yeah, you're quite audible, sir, and your
Yeah.
screen is
Thank,
also clear. Yeah.
thank you. So today's topic is value education, professional ethics. Is not at all related to my skill education, but I came to know about value education last year when AICT introduced this course, value education, to the teachers all over India, and I was lucky to attend that 10-day course. And after that, I got some interest in value education, and I'm just giving some flavor of value education and professional ethics. So CUSAT Knowledge Forum, we should really thank Ritesh sir for taking care of CUSAT Knowledge Forum on every second Wednesday of every month. And I was lucky to present once my PhD topic when I joined in 2015. After that, I am presenting now. And this forum is basically for the faculties, especially young faculties of Cochin University, for sharing their views to everybody else, especially in CUSAT community, so that there can be some kind of a interdisciplinary projects can be possible to happen. And also knowledge sharing is good. So this value education and professional ethics is basically more related to a psychology aspects, but still is so much related to our own life in the sense that this is the first question: are we experiencing any positive feelings in our life always, like happiness, leadership, independence, passion, etc.? The answer to this will be for everyone. It will be no. We are not experiencing 24/7 this kind of positive feelings. Now, coming to value education by AICT, and later it was introduced by UGC called Dikshambara. And so AICT introduced this first in IIT Varanasi, this value education, and it consists of a more interaction between the student and the teacher. That the skill education alone is not sufficient for the character building, and the students are lacking values when they reach us their adolescence time, and This value education was introduced earlier in IITs. Now, and in last year, the teachers are given training so that they can impart this value education to a first year graduate students. And in Cochin University, Ship Technology Department, Polymer Science, Instrumentation, School of Engineering, all departments, I mean, all these four departments are successfully completed value education last year for 21 days. And this is the motivation for value education class to you, because I was lucky to attend that 10 days class. So I will share what is value education. So the purpose of a human being is to enable a human being to live fulfilling his life in harmony with oneself, with family, society, and nature. So everything starts with ourselves, then with family, and then with society, which is a cluster of family, and then with the nature, with other plant order, material order, animal order, etc. So it's basically deals with a value education deals with what's valuable to a human being. If you consider this pen, it's actually, if you are giving this pen to a small kid, it's not having any value to that kid. But if you give it to a writer, then it's having a much value. If you give it to uh, Rabindranath Tagore, he can write a national anthem. So like that value, we cannot consider as the price of a no, particular object. It's more related to its utility. And the values which are universally applicable, especially like which is independent of the time, independent of the place, etc., we call it as universal human values. Suppose wearing a red shirt may be a value for me, but it may not be a value for you. So in universal human values, we are actually dealing with the values which are not changing with respect to place or time, etc. Now, the difference between moral education and value education is that in moral education, when it's a small kid, we can say, don't eat that, don't watch that, etc. But once it reaches adolescence or young adult period, we cannot tell them that, you should not do like that, because that's their experimenting time. They will ask, why I can't eat, why I can't watch that. So in value education, what we are proposing is that we will give different proposals to the young adult, especially saying that if you do like this is a consequence. So, and if we give choices to the young adults, then they according to their natural acceptance, they will select the best one. So that's value education, and it's different from moral education. And education without values is making a more clever devil. You know the story of Twin Tower, etc. And in value education and skill educations are complementary to each other, because both of them are required for a human being to exist and prosper in his life. So, what to do? We are actually learning in skill education, and how to do it. We are learning in using value education. And the priority is value education gives what to do, and skill education gives how to do, and both of them are complementary to each other. And if you consider the level of education, especially from school level to college level, we can see that the teachers are mostly imparting or giving the information to the student rather than a knowledge. If you consider a bird, if the student can able to feel a bird, then we are actually giving the knowledge. But if it's just a bird, it's like a dinosaur. We have never experienced a dinosaur in our life. So basically, knowledge education has to be imparted, especially by giving some practical examples and more skillful knowledge. And if you consider the case of human being, every human being wish to have happiness and prosperity. So if you consider, let me finish. Yeah, if you consider the case of any person, so Raghu sir was saying that I completed my PhD from IIT. So if you consider any human being like a BTech from an IIT or BTech from any college or anywhere else, everybody wants happiness and prosperity. Suppose if you complete BTech from IIT, you will get money plus plus, then car, house, etc. But the ultimate aim is happiness and prosperity. And so a prosperity, especially associated with physical things. Prosperity represents a feeling of having more physical things than what you require. Suppose if you don't feel that you don't have enough items, then you will feel a deprivation. And but a prosperous human being will rightly utilize things and nurture it. Happiness means harmony in four levels of order. From individual order, individual order means harmony in self and body. So self represents consciousness, body represents our physical body, physical entity which we are seeing now with our eyes. So happiness represents harmony in four level, in individual level, in family level. Family level is the where the universal human values are come into picture. Social level is the level from family order to world family order. Harmony in nature means we are in harmony with other material order, plant order, and animal order. So if you are in harmony with all four levels, you will be happy. And also another definition of happiness is that if you are not uh, de- uh, if you are not depressed about the past, if you are not anxious about the future, if you are at peace with the current situation, then you are in harmony or you are in happiness. So So here in value education, we will give the proposal. So don't accept anything as like this. So what you have to do is that you first verify it whether it is correct or not. Then you accept it. How will you verify? Verify using the two filters. One filter is whether this is naturally accepted to you. Second filter is whether the thing once you accept it whether it will give prosperity to both the persons, to the supplier and to the accepting person. So the proposal is to live in harmony in four levels of order is the natural acceptance of every human being. Think about that. And if you consider the happiness and prosperity, if you consider the happiness is actually in time, it's continuously we require this, but physical facilities like food etc are temporarily required. You cannot take uh, there is a limit in which we can take a food. In terms of quantity, it's basically happiness is in qualitative wise, but physical facilities are in quantitative wise. And happiness is fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. And physical facilities will able to satisfy the physiochemical things. Okay, so the role of the education is to enable the transformation from subhuman consciousness level to human consciousness level using the transformation and progress. So, for that, first we should have a right understanding in the self. Then we should keep a good relationship with the human beings. This will definitely ensure happiness. And if you have a right understanding in the self and if you have physical facility with the rest of the nature, it will bring prosperity. And if you are happiness and prosperous, then you are very much satisfied person in this world. Now, coming to the activities of a human being, let's understand the difference between self and body. Mostly, people consider themselves as a physical body. Some people can just think about it as mind, but it's also a collection of body, collection of thoughts, mind. But self is more about conscious level. Conscious level in the sense that this happiness, respect, all these things are associated with self. Basically, when I talk to you, when I convey this message to you, actually there is no body to body activities are taking place. Basically, between self and self transactions or relationship is happening. So if we consider the self is doing the thinking, imagining, etc. And body is breathing, digesting, blood flow, etc. And the activities involve both self and body is seeing, talking, etc. And everything is taken from this book R.R. Gaur, R. Sengal, a foundation course in human values and professional ethics. So this book was the basic book which AICT recommends for imparting value education to the young adults. And the needs of the human being is that first, the human being require a right understanding, and he should also able to have a good relationship in four levels, and physical facilities in right order. Um, Now, these are the questions that I have just put. Like, are we actually denying an object, a physical object in our life, or are we enjoying it, or are we right utilizing it? If you consider our human life, mostly we are either enjoying or denying it. Mostly the right utilization is not taking place. Denying means like saints who which they left everything and went to Himalaya and do the tapas and all, which is not possible for us. The other options enjoy, like one of the person told that I want to wear a purchase some 50 shirts, but if you see the number of shirts you are using, especially for men, you may be using 5 or 6 shirts per week, but if you have more number of shirts, your actually utility will be very less. So you should not enjoy, you should have right utilization. Right utilization means you are utilizing it for the right purpose, for the right time. So when something happens to your life, are we reacting or responding in a situation? Reacting is immediate response. Reacting means suddenly our ego will work and we will get irritated, angry, and fight. Response means we are able to see the other person why he is behaving like that. Is he is having some problem, or is it something related to my problem? That's called response. And mostly young adults, they are actually reacting rather than responding. So we should able to help them to understand the level of empathy rather than the level of sympathy. Okay, so I will discuss about that now. And the other aspect is form and essence. So form and essence is something very much interesting to say. Mostly, Reddy sir mentioned that I have this much publications. I am master professor, associate professor, earlier, all these things. So you are actually creating an image about myself, but that image cannot able to withstand for so much time. Now it's almost 15 the slide. By some 5 slides you can say what I'm going to say, how it is interesting to you, how much it is conveying, how much it agrees with you. After that, that form will go away, your image will go away, then the essence will actually come. So we should focus more basically upon the essence in our life rather than on the form. Another aspect of form is the example is the temple or church. Actually, the essence of that is actually the God. So you can see now in Corona period, we all are existing even without going to temples and all. But I'm not questioning any of these kinds of things. But image building is not will not able to fetch the right understanding between the self and the self. It's basically essence. We should focus on the essence of every aspect, especially teachers. What the value education teacher for me was Uddhav sir. He mentioned that if you are wearing a very good shirt and or dress and go to a class, and if you present, students will listen, see the dress, etc. for 1 or 2 days. After that, they will see what content you are going to say. And the other aspect is some students they won't go to a function because they don't have a good dress, and they feel that if they don't have a good dress, they will not get enough respect. But actually respect is irrespective of the physical things. And are we keeping an interaction or a relationship with other human being? Suppose some people are opportunists, like they want to utilize the next person, especially if you go to a bank, etc. They will see that, I am a customer, customer is king, I should be treated well, I should be given the first priority. Some people will go directly to their manager room and then make the things done using the bank manager cabin. But we have to keep a good relationship with the next human being, because everybody wants respect, everybody expect trust, even a small kid expect trust to respect, etc. So relationship is more important rather than an interaction level. Attention or respect. Suppose if I climb Mount Everest, it will come in the newspaper tomorrow, and all will people will call me and congratulate that Rajesh, you climbed Mount Everest. It's a great thing, but it will be there for the next till the next news comes. So attention, rather than focusing on attention, we should focus on the respect. How the respect is guaranteed? Respect is guaranteed by keeping a good relationship with the next person, and respect is, if you give respect, you will get respect. And respect should be sorry, Respect should be irrespective of the your physical facilities. Okay, okay. This is something related to sympathy and empathy. So in value education class last year when I took class to the beta first year students, I show some video called "What is that?" You can also search in YouTube. There is a video called "What is that?" which basically shows that a father who was in his old age, he asked his son, young adult, what is that? Then he says that it's a parrot. Then when he asks three four times, this son becomes very angry and he started shouting at father. Then father shows him a diary which says that my son has become 3 year old now, and he asked me what is that 21 times, and whenever he asks me I kiss him and I tell him that this is a parrot. So that was the love I give to my son when he was a small child. But the same son, when he becomes a adult, he cannot withstand the what you say dimnesia of the his father, or and that causes him anger. So we should have an empathy rather than a sympathy in our life. Empathy means thinking from the other person's aspects. If you consider a old age person, they don't require food, they don't require much food, they don't require much clothes, they don't require much money. What they require is some of your time just to listen to their experiences, and some care is what they expect. If you see, especially in Kerala, there are a lot of old age homes are building up. Is it a good sign of having a good relationship in our family? The first answer is no. And what's the problem today? Today's problem is that we are actually doing anything in harmony or in information exchange between the self and the body. Most of the things we are doing either because of preconditioning or because of sensation from the body. So the example of preconditioning is, suppose if you want to clean your room, you do a precondition that I will purchase vacuum cleaner. That's you decide. Then you desire it, then you thought it, you make the thought, then you expect it, then you information is passed to the body to go to the shop and purchase it. Then comes the problem, like you don't require that much power. You require a lot of electric energy to run the vacuum cleaner. It's costly, you don't have space to keep that, and you are using once in a year. So that's, but because of your preconditioning which happened in yourself, inside your mind, inside your consciousness, you act according. The other aspect in which we do most of the things is through sensation is through using our five senses. In the television, when we are seeing a particular channel, we saw a advertisement in which Mohanlal comes with a flying vacuum cleaner, and he says that you purchase this, your life will be everything great. Then you thought, oh, you are a fan of Mohanlal, you thought that okay, I will purchase this kind of a remote or a quadrocopter, and I will purchase that kind of a dragon, and I will purchase that vacuum cleaner, and it will clean the room. So it's actually starts with the expectation, then it goes to a thought, and then it goes to a desire. But again, this problem comes because next day Mammootty comes with another advertisement of another vacuum cleaner. You will say that, that was my. If you consider most of the advertisement, they will say that nowadays every advertisement is coming with the corona-free uh, plywood, corona-free. What all things are there? Everything they will say that it's actually protective against corona. They are taking care of the weakness of ourselves. They will make us to feel that if you purchase that particular product, your life will be full. But before taking a decision, you do two filter. First filter is whether it will bring natural, is it naturally accepted to you according to your financial condition and according to your family condition, is it naturally accepted to you. Then the second one is whether it will be bring a mutual prospectus. I mean, mutual prosperous means it can actually able to, you can utilize the physical thing up to its full utilization. Now these preconditioning and sensations are actually will not help us to give the correct decision making. What is require is you first realize it. If you want to clean a room, you have three options: use a boomstick, or you use a mop, or purchase a vacuum cleaner. If it's very dusty, you purchase a mop. You can actually, now there is some smart mops are available, so you can actually um, purchase it according to your requirement. So first you should do any things according to these five level. Realize it, understand it, imagine it, analyze it, and select it. Now, coming to the universal human values. Universal human values is the thing that we require in our harmony in our family level and society. We can consider as cluster of families. So the first universal human value is trust. Trust is first one. Then it starts with respect, affection, care, guidance, reverence, glory, gratitude, love. And love is considered as the complete value. And if you see the thing, sorry, if you see all these nine human values, only care requires the money. Only physical facility means care, and care requires physical facility, and physical facility requires money. All other things you can give to the next person without money, financial commitments. And trust, let's start with the trust. If you consider the trust associated with a next person, you can see that your intention is that the other, you have to be happy, you want other to make happy, the other should always be happy. Suppose if you are married, if you're husband and wife, you want to be happy, your wife also want to be happy and always want to be happy. But your competence level, ability to fulfill, if you see, are you always happy, are you able to make others happy? No. If you see the right column, you can see that most of the answer is no, and the left column intention is most are yes. What is the reason for that? One of the reason is that we are, our natural acceptance is to make others happy. But if you consider a thief, he is not ready to do hard work and able to make happiness and prosperity, so he is using the shortcuts. And even though his intention is good, his competence level is poor, that's why he is taking the things of other people. But you can actually make your competence equate to intention, and that will ensure you happiness. And what you really want to be is your intention, and what you are is your competence. So everybody is not having equal competence as that of other persons. And but especially in the case of students also, some students are weak in IQ, but we should able to uplift them by giving the right knowledge. Now, the next universal human value is respect. It actually we require respect every day. So okay, today is a Sunday, I don't require respect. You cannot say that, right? You require respect every day, whether it's Sunday or Monday. And differentiation definitely causes us to reduce the respect. Suppose if you consider as yourself as a man, and if you see a woman, you will say, oh, she is a feminist, then the respect reduced. Or if you see a poor person according to wealth, physical capacity, you will reduce your respect. If you according to your belief, then respect is actually reduced. So these all actually are causing the reduction in the respect. So differentiation in a society will reduce the respect. Now, this is mostly associated with the young adults. This actually one of my friends' WhatsApp status. I saw it and I thought I will share with you. If you consider the lockdown period in Kerala alone, during 3 months' time, almost 60 students committed suicide because of the depression. And depression means continuous under evaluating ourselves, and ego is continuous over evaluating ourselves. So if you consider the difference between suicide and suicidal approach, you can see that before suicide, he will be a attention seeking person. He is an irritated person. He may be sitting in his room, or he or she. Everybody dismisses him. Everybody says that he is like that. We should not mingle with him. But if somebody is there to share his views, somebody is there to listen to him or her, then people, especially young adults, won't commit suicide. They are also experiencing stress. We will not say that only the salaried family men is experiencing stress. Kids are experiencing a lot of stress because of the lack in trust and respect in the society. Okay. And now comes affection. Affection is a feeling of acceptance of the other as one's relative, especially to a mother, to the child, or the parents level. Care is basically feeling of a responsibility towards the body of my relative. So care, especially for the small kids, the parents are giving much care by giving them the physical facility. Guidance is feeling of the responsiveness towards the self of my relative, especially a PhD guide and all. You know what is guidance. And is the responsibility and commitment for ensuring right understanding and right feeling in the self of my relative is also considered as guidance. Okay. Then reverence. Reverence is the feeling of acceptance for of excellence. Now there is a difference between excellence and competition. A competition means you are trying to get the first rank in the class, but only one person can get the first rank in the class. Excellence means, example is getting 100 out of 100. Everyone can get 100 out of 100. So we should focus more on the excellence rather than on the competition. So excellence will ensure by understanding harmony and living in harmony with self, family, society, and nature level. Glory means feeling for those who have made effort for excellence. Especially, you will consider Messi as Mishiha football, Sachin Tendulkar as god of cricket, etc. So you are actually glorifying him. And gratitude is feeling for those who have made effort for my excellence. Suppose if you are in a particular position, you should be thankful to your teachers and your parents and your friends who has actually made effort to make you happy and prosperous. And love is considered as the ultimate or the final value or the complete value. It is a feeling of being related to other. If you can find that yourself in the other person, if you can consider yourself as a part of a universal or a universal family, then you will have love and you will not actually quarrel with the next person. Harmony with nature. We first started with harmony with self, and then we comes to self is ensured by harmony with self is ensured by happiness and prosperity. Harmony with family is ensured by keeping nine universal human values. Harmony with the society is also ensured by keeping these universal human values. Harmony with nature is something which now we all are actually suffering because of corona and all. Before the corona comes, there was an Amazon forest caught fire in Australia. Also, some fire came, and because of our maybe we are not doing it in the right way, we all are forced to sit at our home and think for some time. Now we are almost going back to the normal position. But still, if you consider the harmony with nature, if you consider plant order, material order, or animal order, material order means especially in terms of mountains, oceans, all these are considered as material order. Soil, all these three orders, material order, plant order, and animal order, are in harmony with other three orders. But except human order is actually exploiting plant, exploiting animal, exploiting material, and which will cause us some kind of a problem. So the best example is this about sea salt. It is saying that 90% of sea salt contains plastic. This I took it from Mercola.co. And by 2050, instead of taking fish burger, you are forced to take plastic burger because there will be more plastics in the fish in the ocean than in the fish. And this is our Caldi Bridge in flood during 2018. You can see that all the plastic bottles which are dumped either in your dustbin or in your land, because of flood, everything goes to the sea, to the lake, and it dump backs to the bridge. And the new food chain actually microplastics. Water dumped in the ocean, it will become microplastics and it will go to the fish and it can cause a lot of problems. So for plastics, the best mantra is 4R. First, you try to refuse the plastic things. If not possible, try to reduce the plastic things. If not possible, try to reuse the plastic. If that is also not possible, then only you should recycle it, because recycling will not ensure things, and most of the things are either dumped in ocean or in a landfill. And so the goal for human being is right understanding and right feeling in individual level, prosperity in family level, trust in society level, and coexistence in nature level, and natural acceptance of human being in individual level. Your natural acceptance is happiness, but which is not accepted is a lack of clarity, dissatisfaction, etc. In family level also you require happiness, harmony, trust, etc., but conflicts are not accepted. In society you want a trust. If you have trust in the next person, you will not have a fear. The lack of trust causes fear in the next person. And nature you want a coexistence, and mostly which is not accepted is pollution, resource depletion, etc. And this I took it from one of the online class by Professor Pradeep Ramachandra in IIIT Hyderabad. This is successfully implemented, this value education class, and now the author Rajiv sir is in IIIT Hyderabad of that book. And the topic covers in universal human values. I don't know how many of teachers are listening to that, but this is the that IICT recommends for the class for the first year BTech graduate students. Is basically we should give the students some of the information, especially information regarding competition, cooperation, excellence, etc. And so I told you, if you want to have a knowledge, or if you want a vijnanam rather than a jnanam, then you should actually try to experience it. Then human needs self and body, so you should able to explain about what is peer pressure and how to work in peer pressure, etc. So basically pressure becomes the stress when your resilience is less. That means everybody, most of the people are in great positions, they are working according to their pressure. They have pressure, but how it becomes a stress if you are not able to cope up the pressure, if you don't have time management, if you don't have stress management, it will cause the stress. And basically if you do any of the thing, a very very small thing also, if you are not doing without your interest, you feel it as a headache. But if you do a very much interesting, very heavy task with some kind of a passion, then you won't feel that stress. So nature and environment we require four orders with nature. And if you're a teacher, you can show the Gandhi films and other some of the inspiring videos of APJ, or other videos regarding respect, love, etc. So this is something different about professional ethics. Ethics is local, but values are global. Professional ethics is basically associated with an industry or an institution. And professional ethics, this is an example of not showing professional ethics. You want to put the road line, border line, but there was a wood log, so he's not ready to remove that, and he is not keeping professional ethics. And in professional ethics, what are things require is first starts with honesty, then integrity. Integrity means to be able to be sincere. Transparency, you are transparent. Confidentiality, what are things which you should not share with other persons, you should keep it as confident. Accountability, you should have an accountability. You should be objectives. Objectives has to be fulfilled. Respectfulness to the other person and other to the company. Obedience to the law. So these are associated with professional ethics. I'll tell you a story of a professional ethics and not keeping values. So the example is my home is in Peravam. There was one shop which actually during the COVID time, they mentioned that they will give clothes. If you purchase clothes for 5,000 rupees, they will give you clothes for 5,000 rupees free. That means you have to purchase clothes for 5,000, and 10,000 rupees if you purchase, you have to give only 5,000 rupees. A lot of people started rushing towards that place, that textile shop, and they are in Malayalam we say kada kaliyakal, some kind of tricks they will use. And um, And what happens is that they will thought, okay, I will purchase my clothes for, if I don't have anything to purchase, I will purchase some bed sheet or whatever things required. But there was a survey which says that even if you keep all the textile shops closed until 2050, you have enough clothes with you. So textile shops, most of the people have more than clothes that is required. They are actually in the luxury level rather than in the right utilization of clothes. So that shop is keeping a professional ethics, like they are honest, they are integrity, they are transparency. But what happens is that because of this rushing of people towards that textile shop, nobody follows COVID protocol. Everybody rushes and make a lot of congestion, and it causes a lot of COVID problems. So remember, ethics is local and values are global. Now, coming to honesty, and this is a word by Mahatma Gandhi. A no uttered from the deepest conviction is better than a yes merely uttered to please, or worse, to avoid the trouble. Most of the Indians will not say no if a boss says you have to do that, or anybody else if your close person says that. But if you are not interested in doing that, then it causes a lot of headache later. But that is you should not say no to everything and sit in your comfort level. I'll tell about that later. You should things which you feel you don't have a passion, or you don't have an attitude towards that, don't accept it as it is. And in our life, we require both creative thinking and critical thinking. Especially for a student, he should have a creative thinking and he should have a critical thinking. Critical thinking is more deeper knowledge, and creative thinking is more wider knowledge. And for problem solving, we should require both critical thinking and creative thinking. And coming to the EQ and IQ, EQ is basically associated with emotional quotient. That's what is being ensured by value education, that he can able to respond in a particular situation where you are in a trouble or you feel stress or in peer pressure. IQ is basically related to your own intelligence level, and for working in a individually you require IQ more. But if you want to work in a team, especially leaders, team players, individuals who working, they require EQ more better. You know about MS Dhoni, cool man, his EQ level is much better compared to the IQ level. And we require both actually. IQ alone is not sufficient. Similarly, EQ alone will not fetch. You require IQ too. And regarding the time management, I have only the word of Kabir Das. Kal kare so aaj kare so ab. Pal mein pralaya hogegi, bahur karegi kab. That means whatever you want to do today, try to do it now. Whatever you want to do tomorrow, try to do it today. Tomorrow, if flood comes, we don't have time for doing things. So in 2018, when the flood comes, we know the story. And this is another quote by APJ. If you salute your duty, you need not have to salute anybody. But if you pollute your duty, you have to salute everybody. Okay, these all are related to professional ethics. And this is what I told you. You should not sit in your comfort zone, especially not only you, I also. We should not sit in your comfort zone. We actually have to push our limits from comfort zone to fear zone. Fear zone is lack of self confidence, like um, finding excuse, etc., and doing only things that can fetch you salary, and there won't be any harmony in society, etc. But if you go to the fear zone, then you'll have you are actually underutilizing your skills if you are sitting in comfort zone. So from fear zone, once you reach learning zone, you will feel excited and you are acquiring new knowledge. So you should learn some of the your skills like hobbies, or like music or sports, or some kind of learning a new language, etc., which you can actually able to make you help happy and prosperous. You'll have more relationship with more people, and you can actually reach the growth zone. And once you reach growth zone, you will find a purpose and you will set new goals, etc. If you consider great persons like Ratan Tata, etc., they are actually in the growth zones rather than in the comfort zones. Now, this is a proposal that was suggested to me. I mean, when I was attending one FDB program to all the participants by Vipin Roland. He is a psychiatrist of Cochin University Mind Studio, and he mentioned that if you consider any of the problem, how to deal with a difficult situation rather than going to a depression level or to a suicidal level, how you can deal with the difficult situation. First thing is identify what is the problem. Second one is what are the possible causes of the problem. Then the third one is what is possible solution technique. And fourth one is what's the best solution method. So for example is suppose if you are living in a flat and in the morning you wake up and you found that there is no water in the tap, then you can put in the WhatsApp group that secretary, I don't have water in my home, you should bring me because I am paying you monthly maintenance charge. That's one way. Another method is, okay, the water is not coming there, maybe the tank is empty, so I will call the security and ask what's the problem. Then the security says the motor is not working. Then you can okay, then you send a number of message, no water. Then the next fellow will say no water, no water. Flat A one, no water. Flat B, no water. The third fellow, he thinks that okay, let's go back, let's go to the bottom, I mean where the ground floor where the motor is there. Let me see what's the problem, whether I can help it out. Then you find that KFCB in the previous day actually put reverse uh, their what do you say line, and because of that the motor is running in the ulta, in the reverse direction, and because of that the water is not pumping upstairs, and you could able to identify that, and you actually help him, and you are actually becoming a part of the solution rather than becoming a part of the problem. If you are becoming a part of the problem, then the problem will not be solved. But if you are becoming a part of the solution, then nothing in this world which is you cannot solve it. Most of the things in this world is solved, is possible to solve. So what's the best solution you can choose? So it's a proposal, verify it and then accept it. And this is a book that I referred. You also can purchase it. It's available in Amazon for 350 rupees. Human Values and Professional Ethics. And also this R. Senkel. He's a great speaker. He actually conducted one FTP last week about a movie called Dangal, where Amir Khan was acting, Hindi movie, which shows how the he could able to Amir Khan could able to bring his two daughters from fear zone to comfort zone to growth zone. So like that, if you get any FTP on value education, try to understand that it's not related to anything related to spiritual or related to that kind of an inclination. It is actually applicable, not only applicable to the young adults, it is actually applicable to everybody. Thank you very much. Thank you, Reddy sir.
Thank you, sir. So
Yeah.
the forum is open for questions. Are there? I think there are no questions in the chat box, but I request.
So, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, my name is Faris. So,
Yes.
I am a research scholar from IPR itself.
Okay,
So,
fine, fine.
I have a thing to ask. Maybe the thing is that we have a long history of life in this earth
Yeah.
or in this whole universe, maybe.
Okay.
So, as per our knowledge, the basic instinct of every life form is to survive.
Okay.
Survival is the because we see a number of species had been extincted in this long
Oh,
journey,
okay.
and we humans are also a life form just like any other life form in this earth.
Okay.
So we can see everything coexist actually basic in basic level, but our humans actually our education, we were talking about this spirituality or this education and then professional ethics and all. Does this
Okay.
the system that we made, maybe majorly economy driven system, is
Okay.
it actually providing a platform to survive or to self extinction, because you actually you already told about a 60 number of suicide. I actually read
Okay.
in some
Okay.
report, and around 172 or more than that, the students, children from 10 to 18 years old had been
Okay.
suicided in this last 6 months in Kerala only.
Okay.
In Kerala
Okay.
only. So I think
Yeah.
only humans are the animals who are suiciding. I think only
Okay.
humans are only the
Okay.
animals who
So
are suiciding. So
yeah,
actually, the
we
education is making them capable to survive or making them to self extinct. Is this education actually surviving the purpose?
see when a student joins in a course, the first question mostly now they are asking is what's the salary package after 4 years? Because uh, people think that physical facility can bring them happiness, but it's not like that. Actually, if you consider any happy person in this world, one of the thing is that he is in good relationship with the next human being, especially with anybody else in this world. And the difference between animal and human is that human have the free will. We have plan A, plan B, plan C, which are possible to do. If you stand in front of an animal with a stick, the only option for the animal is to fight. But if you stand in front of a man with a stick, he is having n number of options to respond. But as you said, if it's just a knowledge or a skill transfer happens without the case of imparting the values, especially we say that Mata Pita Guru Devam. It actually starts from the small age, from your family level. And if you consider the case of suicide aspect, it's basically they don't find that, they consider that they don't have an option to exist in this world, because they consider that if I lost a mark, I don't want to. If I fail in an exam, I don't want to uh, see the feelings of my mother or father who are actually crying, and they want to, in order to avoid that, they are actually harming themselves. But if the parents are very friendly to them, if the teachers are friendly to them, and if they are in a position to share their thoughts, their problems, then definitely the suicide can be avoided. But some of the cases, mostly people either depend upon alcohol or kind of a drugs, etc., and that will actually lower their consciousness level, and they will try to find a pleasure in that. But it's a temporary thing. After this alcohol pleasure is over, again you will be depressed. But if you can find a solution technique, like what are the possible causes, what are the possible solutions, and if you can choose the best solution according to be in harmony with society, family, etc., then there won't be any much problem. Okay, I hope I could able to say some of aspects. Harris.
Yeah, so just to add on to what you said,
Yeah.
the students that you were talking about, correct me if I'm wrong, most of them were, I believe, were students who were performing well, and
Okay.
they probably felt that, because of the lack of resources, the technology resources or technical resources,
Yeah.
they would actually fall apart in this race that we have actually created. So it may, correct me if I'm wrong, that's one of the things that I could make out from the students' suicide, particularly the ones who were you know academically brilliant students. I don't see. I'm sure
Yeah.
that those most of those suicides may have been from the students who were performing poorly, because for them there was always an incentive that all the students, it was believed that they would be passed in their respective classes, and they would automatically be upgraded to the next class. So in a situation such as COVID can be actually envisaged, just the reasons that you thought about, because these are situations
Yeah.
suicide. So if COVID was not prevailing, these students would have performed well, in the sense they may have performed better because they felt that the lack of not being able to attend classes online was going to have an
No,
impact.
one of the thing is that Ritesh sir, as you said, the students feel that a lack of physical facility can cause them depression, and most of the young adults they find it more happy when they mingle with their friends. They want to go to the school, they want to roam in bike, etc. And the COVID actually caused them to sit in their home and just be with your parents and do things, and they don't have much things to do also, because the thing is that at that time there was lockdown. Even education, we are not taking classes also. So if you are comparing your happiness with physical things, then there is no end, because after once you acquire something, your happiness will depend upon some other things. So like that, you can never be happy. So there are cases in which students have committed suicide because their pet has died. I read one story that one student's pet parrot died, so she committed suicide when the parents are not. So they have that kind of a feeling, but if they have somebody to share their thoughts, or somebody to tell that this is not the end of the world, then they would have come out from that, and we could have.
Since you have the
Yeah,
question, I think not just friends probably, because
yeah,
COVID may have brought in these families or the family members together who were not in a position to spend quality time with their family. So COVID has, for some of them, it has come off as a
yeah,
blessing.
yeah. But it's depend upon how you are born and brought up. Suppose if your father and mother is in mobile and you are also in mobile, and you don't have time if to share your thoughts, and some people, uh, that may be the reason. It's a proposal. You can actually verify it. That's all I can say, right?
I understand,
So,
because I only wanted to understand whether COVID is the reason behind these suicides.
no,
As
it's not COVID. In Kerala is the place in the whole world where most of the suicides are happening because of this kind of depression. That is, they are more self-esteem people, and I have not done research on that aspects of suicidal attempts, but
because I
one
think
thing.
there can be of reasons, as you said, some
Yeah,
which
but
may be.
money is not the reason for suicide, because I told you about this, all these nine universal human values, except for care, none of the other things, respect, trust, love, guidance, gratitude, glory, none of these things require money.
No, I
So
am not talking
yeah,
about money. I was talking about multitude of reasons. What I meant is multiple
yeah,
reasons are there, some of which we may be aware of, most of
yeah,
which we may be unaware of.
okay.
Uh, so I don't know. I'm just, as you said, some of these points even I may not be aware. Some points that I may be aware, not be aware of, and
Okay.
probably everything is being put on COVID. Uh, what extent?
COVID, yeah, COVID is a reason for all of us to get, sit tight and how to live with the limited physical facilities. And, it actually gives us an opportunity to think about ourselves rather than thinking outside. But uh, if as the earlier research scholar said, human being is the one which actually survival of the fittest. In all cases, human being, because of his free will and his ability, the human being can actually uh, surpass all these kinds of problems and come out. But
Yeah.
yeah, Simon sir, you want to ask some question? You
I
are
want to ask,
unmuted.
but the dialogue was going on. So,
Yes sir.
you see, mine is not actually a question. I was
Okay sir.
right from beginning, and it's an interesting presentation by you, Dr. Rajesh. I
Okay,
really,
thank you sir.
but one point I did not catch.
Yeah,
Uh, at the beginning, you were mentioning, the collapse of the twin tower,
yeah.
center. I did not
Yeah.
know the connection of that with this. That
What I mean is that he is not the one who actually uh, make the twin tower to fade. He was actually an engineer, and he actually he don't keep a value, or he don't keep a universal human value. He actually keep a particular value, and he Hello, can
Yeah,
you hear me?
yeah, now I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, sir. There is power failure. So if you are imparting only skill education without value education, then the character building won't happen, and that's not fair. That's what is mentioned.
I understand. Now I got the point.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, Ritesh sir.
Any further questions? Yeah. So I think there are no further questions. So
Yeah,
I'll
Sir,
end
I
with
just have
yeah,
one. Sir,
Navi.
myself,
Yeah,
my name is Naveen Vora.
okay. Naveen, you are in IPR.
My I feel that we should look at it in two ways. Like from
Okay.
the individual side, I feel that
Yeah,
one thing is that from childhood itself, we must get used to failure. That is that is one thing what I felt. That is when we see
okay.
some children like since their childhood days, they are only used to
Yeah,
success. So once they
yeah.
reach a stage and when they face failure, they are not able to
Withstand.
take it. And from the individual
Okay,
side, what every individual must understand is that they must understand their worth as an individual, as a human being. Also,
okay,
and from the society side, I feel that they must learn to appreciate very small things. Like very small things, even if they must learn to appreciate however small it is. Like passing the civil services
okay,
examination is a very big thing, I do understand that, but still if
okay,
the society is used to appreciate things which are very small, people will understand that the value of those things. So I think the society should
okay,
also play a role in reminding people that even helping two or three people is as important as passing an IIT exam or a civil services exam. So I think considering both sides, the individual has a role to play, and also from the society side, they must also learn to appreciate such deserving people in the society. That's all. What suggestions I have to say. Thank you, sir.
yeah. I have. First, you mentioned about one should know how failure in the earlier days, in order to understand, in order to cope up with the life. But I have another option, which you can think about that. You can imagine the failure. Suppose if you're writing the SLC examination, 10th examination, you should not think that I will fail in the exam. That's actually a negative attitude. But you should able to know that even if I fail, this is not the end of my life. I have another option. I have a strong supporting family and friends, and they can actually help me, and I can able to cope up that. So failure, you do not have to fail in order to understand things, but you can actually imagine that even if you fail, what is your option? That's one thing. Then the other aspects is hope is a very much required thing in our life. Like a lot of people are learning this driving because they know they are actually seeing that a lot of people are driving in this car or vehicle in the road. So because of that, they have a hope that they can actually learn that driving. Then you mentioned about civil service exam. Somebody has actually attended civil service exam and he is getting only LD clerk post, and actually the society should respect that person also. But your family may have some kind of an expectations, and expectations can hurt. Suppose if your father thinking that he want you to be more, more great position than you, but if your IQ is not up to that level, then he should able to accept you. Then only you can actually make him satisfied. But see, if he is not accepting, it doesn't mean that you have to keep mum and just keep quiet. But you can actually try to have a dialogue, and you should have a vada pradivada, or you should have a kind of a conversation and make the things understand. And you cannot satisfy everybody in this world. That's one of the things. Like you cannot expect respect from society, etc. So basically, how the society will respect a person if you are actually in harmony with yourself. Everybody starts with self, family, then society. Society is actually cluster of families. Suppose if you are living in a society, if you are your society is a hostel, and if you are a very studious person, you are not actually dancing or playing, etc., but you are interested in uh, only only in learning things, then you cannot expect that your society will accept you. But what you can do is that you can accept the society. You can accept the society that, oh no, okay, this hostel is like this, so if I want to learn, I should go to the library and study well. And then you should, if possible, you should try to make them understand the importance of education, etc. But don't get I have told you about comfort zone, fear zone, and growth zone, etc. Suppose if you get LD clerk, I'm not saying that you should not join for LD clerk, but I'm just quoting you. It may be any person, say X man. He should not join for LD clerk. He should join, but at the same time, he should also try for IAS, because we all have the capacity. IQ and EQ is possible to develop things, and it's mentioned that manana, if you practice it, you first learn it, then you practice it, and then you first you learn it, then you think about it, then you practice it. That can actually fetch you knowledge. Okay, Naveen.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, but a
Okay.
slight disagreement. But I would say that if he is happy with being a LD clerk, then no one should force him to go for civil service.
Yeah,
Or
fine.
any
That's
of the
in the
most,
sense that
yes, sir. Whatever his aptitude or capability be, if he wants to, for example, a person can drive a
uh,
car in the fifth gear. If he is
yeah,
comfortable and happy driving
yeah,
the car in fourth gear, he should be allowed to do that. That's all.
yeah. He should not make accidents. That's all. He should be in
No,
harmony with
no,
society.
correct, sir, correct, sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Rules are there, and yeah. So that's one of the aspects.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. Yeah, Radhi sir.
There is some thing there in the chat box. I think maybe
Chat box. Okay.
having failure.
Yeah, I will read it. Simi Keke has mentioned, rather than having failure in early stages is not a solution to face challenges, but learn, face challenges, and make them understand fail is the first step. Okay, this I have told, not to take things seriously, but to make understand the seriousness of the problem is important. Simi, thank you for adding the point.
Yeah, maybe just one point as she did talk about this. I think as you said, no one should be. And maybe the intention of Naveen also was not to say that we must strive for failure, but then it it can be an outcome at some time. So maybe you should be in a position to accept that. As you
Yeah,
pointed out, it may be good if, as you said, there is someone who is highly competitive in education. But
yeah,
then when you move from local level to national or international level, there are chances that he may fail. Then he should be in a
yeah,
position to accept that
yeah. That's
rather
true.
than taking it the other way and then strive to improve. Uh,
Yeah,
so as you said, someone who's not very keen in studies, he may not, even if he fails, he may not actually commit suicide once he fails. He may take it in his stride rather than the one who is studying very good and he may not be able to clear a competitive examination. Someone who
yeah,
is performs exceptionally well but is not able to clear the competitive examination, he may still go under depression, as you said, and then he may still commit suicide. So, as Naveen said, I think the patchwork should be there right from grassroots level. Maybe as Sir said, right from self, then to family and to society. As he says, it's basically a cumulative, or I would say, effect that must always be there between an individual, family, and the society. So living in isolation, any of these elements in isolation uh, may not be effective for any of these
Okay.
when
Sir, one
you are
slight correction, sir. I think one of my point was misunderstood. What I was trying to say is that we should not avoid opportunities out of fear of failure, because I know some people who don't
Yeah.
even attempt
Yeah.
exams out of fear of failure.
Yeah.
That will be a black mark
Yeah.
on their CV or on their biodata. So considering that, they should make continuous attempts in their life, and if failure becomes a part of it, they must accept it. I was
Yeah.
not saying that they should intentionally fail or strive to fail.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
point
yeah.
was
I
that they should
understood. I understood
correct.
that, sir. Yeah, we should not miss any of the exam. But some people, they are
Exactly,
not.
sir.
They are actually one of the student as mentioned. Some people actually are not ready to go from their comfort zone. They are always living in the pebble, especially in terms of the parents are giving every opportunity. If there is something outside happening which are not accepted to them,
Co-
they will just go to their mobile and see the comedy shows. Some people used to
Correct,
do
sir.
that.
Correct.
But
Correct.
yeah, but that we should avoid. And uh, if you want to be happy with your if you are not thinking about the next person, then you cannot be in harmony with the society, and it will ultimately make you unhappy you know yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, thank you. I got a lot of questions. Thank you, Reddy sir. Reddy sir, shall we stop now? Hello, Reddy sir. Yeah.
no further questions. Yeah, I think we can stop. So no
Yeah.
further questions, I believe. Am I audible? Hello, am I audible? Hello,
Yes, you are audible.
okay.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah. So it was an interesting topic, and yeah, okay. It was an interesting topic, and I believe a topic which would in fact attract a lot of discussion, which we did witness during this question answer session. Uh, but I feel there are some takeaways as well, and then as you said, it may be our own perception as to how we look at this topic. But indeed, the session did add some of these elements that I probably was not aware of. It was dealt in an interesting manner. So we normally during our academic discussions, we may not come across such topics. So it was a departure from what we normally do.
Yeah.
But I would say a healthy departure. And thank you, sir, for sharing your insights on this particular topic. And I believe
Thank you, Radish.
we have left the
Thank you
forum
for
open
giving
for
me an
you.
opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you all for
Okay.
joining.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Simon sir.
See you in the next. Yeah, see you in the next
Sir, your
knowledge
mic
part.
is mute, sir. Simon sir's mic is mute. Uh,
I would like to stay in touch with you, Rajesh.
yeah, sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Would you? I don't know if